This the chopper power. 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 This the chopper power.
Hello and welcome back, guys, to the Good Vibes Only podcast. I am your host, Talia, and I am very excited because we have a very special guest today. Our guest today is Chris, and I'm going to ask Chris to introduce himself.
I'm Chris from the Chopper Power podcast. I was invited down today, and it's a pleasure.
Thank you for coming. I really appreciate it. So I want to start off by asking just who you are. If nobody's ever heard of who you are, what you do, kind of give us a brief discussion of who you are.
I'm Chris from Hollywood, Florida. Been podcast world now for 3 years. Also shoot films, short films. Been doing that for like 2.5 years, 3 years, close to the same pretty much duration of time. But I just enjoy it, and I'm self-taught. Didn't go to no school, didn't do nothing, none of that, man. I just self-taught, picked the camera up and started to play with it, and called my brother Albert here and there for some information on how to do this and do that, and eventually it grew.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Where did this passion for like film and photography come from?
Oh man, to tell you the truth, I want to say August of '96, '97. It was a talent agency by the name of Martin and Donalds. I took a little 5x10 photo, and actually the girl I was dating, her mom had an office inside the same place as the talent agency. And one day I was going to visit her mom's office. This lady stopped me, and she said, "You got any headshots or whatever?" I ain't know nothing about none of this. I was green to it. So I gave her, eventually I came back and gave her a 5x10. She booked me that week. It was for Trick Daddy's Thug Holiday video. Weird as it may sound, that was my first booking. And if you can go back and look at the footage right now, I was in the toy store scene. I ran out of the toy store with the kid. If you look at the footage, it's still, that was a lot heavier then. But long story short, it started with that. Right after that, she booked me for a Telemundo commercial. And I don't even speak Spanish, but they taught me the lines. I did that. I got bit early. Let's just say I got bit early. And that's kind of where it started for me.
Now, you did mention that you were from Hollywood, Florida.
Yes.
That's what's up. I'm from Florida too. I'm from Orlando, Florida.
Okay.
But what was it like growing up in Florida, Hollywood, Florida?
Poor, to be honest. We didn't have a whole lot, man. I remember a quick story. I remember my mom's son. I might have been about 6 or 8 years old, if I can remember. It was real cold. It was real cold this time of year. And I was the last kid up in the house. I'm the third out of 5 kids. And I came to go use the bathroom that night. We had a little 1-bedroom apartment, no heat. So we had to run the stove. We had to run the oven, open the oven door, and let the heat go around the house, right? And she was in the kitchen doing something. It was kind of late. And I came to see her for a few minutes. She laid me across her leg and tried to bounce me to sleep or whatever. Mind, I was 6 years old. I was challenging because I was a chubby kid, right? She was telling me, "Son, you're going to be something special one day." She told me, and I still remember. She dead and gone now. Shout out to Joyce Lee Rollins, man. Rest in peace, Mom. You know when your parents say something to you like that, you know, you young, you don't know, but it resonates to me today because I feel like the things that she said is starting to come into fruition. So I'm proud to say that. That's pretty much my upbringing. Yeah.
So me, I'm a believer that all things kind of work together, you know, and like your experience in life kind of lead you to where you are now. Because I know for me, film is something that I've always been interested in, and even like just entertainment in general. But I didn't know it was something that I can like actually pursue as a career. I thought in order to be in the entertainment industry, I had to be an actress or a model or you know, a singer or this or that. But there are also other, you know, opportunities and jobs within the industry that you can do, and that's available, you know. So did you always know that you wanted to do this? Like, did you always knew that you wanted to be in this space, in this entertainment space?
Man, to tell the truth, no. I kind of, like I said, bit me early, and then I fell away from it. I got one booking one time for a Macy's commercial. They paid me like $6 grand, and then I fell on hard times. So that $6,000 went like that. And I got away from it. I had to get out there and go figure it out. And I figured it out. Once I figured it out, it came back to me 15 years later to where I'm at now. It took 15 years for me to get back to it. I believe God was leading me early. This is what you should be doing. But with life circumstances and bills got to be paid. So this kind of what we're doing right now, this is a luxury in reality. Let's be real, because we still got bills to pay. So to be truthful about it, I would say no. I think he nudged me early and I got off track, but now I'm back. Let's say that.
That's dope. That's dope. You also mentioned, because right now I'm currently in film school, trying to find my direction as far as what I want to do within the industry. But you mentioned that you were self-taught.
Yes.
So how has that experience been like for you? Was it easier for you because you were self-taught, or do you wish you went to school? How was that for you?
At times I do, but I say to myself, you know what I mean? Hey, R. Kelly couldn't read. Let's be honest here. So in reality, I'm saying all that to say this: you can learn things without having to go to school. And I'm not against school. I'm totally not against school. But a lot of the stuff that you're gonna learn, it ain't gonna be related to school. Let's just be honest. You know what I mean? It's just some tedious things that you have to pick up with experience. You know what I mean? So, again, get all the information you can. You know what I mean? It's gonna help you down the line, but when the rubber really meets the road, you're gonna have to get it out the mud in so many words. You know what I mean? And that's just what it is. So, I'm proud of you for doing it, though. I really am, man. This is pretty huge, right, for me, to be you sitting on your couch.
I appreciate you coming. This means a lot for me too, just taking out your time to be here. I really appreciate that.
No doubt, I wouldn't have missed it for nothing.
Thank you so much. And I want to get into your podcast.
Okay.
So how did you come up with the name for it?
Man, it was crazy. I had to throw around about 3 names. I had called a few guys and asked them this and that, my brothers and so forth. And long story short, I didn't go with what they had. They gave me some other crazy names, man. But I came up with that name, and I created LLC to the name, and I stayed with the name. I just stayed down with it, and it started. Again, I know you spoke with me about you starting your podcast. Don't get discouraged in the beginning. It's just the process. It's the process. Nobody gonna buck the process. It ain't happening. You know what I mean? It's just what it is. Sometimes your numbers might not be right. And don't get caught up in the numbers either, because it's very deceptive. You know what I mean? Because they actually see it. If you set your platform up properly, you can see who actually engaged. You'll see it in the analytics who engaged, whether they hit the button or not. You'll see, okay, this week it was way up here, so they actually watched it and they just didn't hit the button. You know what I mean? So it's very deceiving. So don't get caught up in that, but enjoy the process. In layman terms, just enjoy the process.
So how did you start your podcast? Is podcasting something that you always wanted to do? I know that you mentioned you were, doing commercials for Macy and in videos with, Trick Daddy and stuff like that. So how did your life lead you to now where you are starting your podcast?
The pandemic.
Okay.
The pandemic. When the pandemic hit, I just wanted to do something. I ain't have nothing but a little T6, Canon T6. I started shooting with a little Canon T6 I bought off of OfferUp. Somebody was selling for $100 or $200, but I bought that first, and then I ended up buying a 550D Canon. So I was running dual cameras then. Mind y'all know how to edit. I had to still deal with somebody on the editing side. I was able to shoot, but I couldn't edit. So that's pretty much what started it, the pandemic. But my line of work, we never did stop working, because I'm a trash guy by day, a sanitation worker by day. So I had time to do work and do that at the same time. It was challenging though. My visual wasn't that great. Visually, it didn't look that great. Audio wasn't that great. But in my mind, I had accomplished something great. Like, man, look what I did. Sometimes we'll look at our work. Sometimes it might not be the greatest. Somebody might not look at it. But you're proud of it. As long as you're proud of it, when you start at, so if you go back on my platform on YouTube, you'll see the progression. You'll see he got better. He got better equipment. He did better. His sound got better. So, you be the judge of it, man. But these things gonna happen. When you embark in this type of stuff, it's gonna happen anyway.
Okay. How do you deal with the setbacks and the challenges that come?
try to ignore them much as possible. You know, sometimes you're gonna get comments that don't sit right with you. You know what I mean? Just recently, I had this guy reach out to me and ask me, cause I got this group. When I send out my posts in the group, and one guy reached out and said, hey, he messaged me back, hey man, why you send me this stuff, man? I said, man, bro, just unfollow me. 2 seconds later, he called on my phone, right, through message. I said, listen, bro. I said, so what's going on? He said, man, don't send me that stuff, man. I said, man, didn't I just tell you don't follow me, bro? Unfollow me. No, I don't want you. I said, listen, man, you really pressing me over the phone, brother? You pressing me? Like, I'm gonna continue to send it, so just start accepting. Okay, bro, ain't no hard feelings or whatever. I'm gonna get my agenda out there. And that's just what it is. So you're gonna run across some people like that. And that's just what it is. So, you know, everybody don't like you.
How do you deal with people though? Because in this industry you are, interviewing people, you're dealing with a lot of different personalities. So how do you just deal with people in general?
Meet them where they at. Just meet them where they at. When you sit down, when you get an opportunity to interview somebody that's got a big arrogant or chips on their shoulder, you kind of just meet them where they at and hurry to get through the interview as soon as possible, because I'm sure they're going to say something they're going to rub you the wrong way. So just try to hurry and finish with it, be cordial as possible, and get them out and get your picture right quick with them and let them move on. So, that'd be something that you have personally dealt with yourself, so you know how that individual is. So, but I've been that. To be honest with you, I had the luxury of dealing with a lot of cool people. And I'm gonna tell you another trick. Always meet people. Always create relationships with these people that you come on your show. Always create some type of space where y'all can cordially come together on other business opportunities for you. So always just try to ride that wave with that. Like your local guys, DJs in the area radio. Kind of had all the radio personalities from down on my show, all of them, and just create relationships with them, and they'll open doors for you. So my latest film, Dysfunction. I got a film called Dysfunction, just came out. I went on a radio show, Papa Keith, 103.5 The Beat. He invited me on his platform, he interviewed me, and that was a cool experience. Just a cool experience. So, things that creating these relationships gonna get you those opportunities. So, something to look forward to.
Yeah, we did mention that I am starting a podcast soon with my friend, another podcast, I guess shameless plug, called the Naked Diary Podcast. And this is something that I'm really excited about. This is, we're first starting out. So do you have any advice for anybody that wants to start a podcast? Because I've seen those comments where it's like, oh, not everybody is starting a podcast, or everybody shouldn't have a podcast. And those comments kind of discourage me from starting a podcast, but it's just like, at the same time, like, I have the opportunity, like the freedom to start a podcast if I want to. So do you have any advice for anyone out there who would like to start?
Just don't pay attention, because everybody ain't gonna like what you got going on. Try to ignore as much as possible, because they there. You ain't gonna be able to get around it. Maybe they're gonna be people that know you. You're gonna find a lot of times that people that you actually know ain't gonna support you. They ain't gonna support you. You just don't expect them to. You know what I mean? I was looking at when Joe Rogan had got that big contract with, I want to say, who gave it to him? Spotify, was it? Somebody gave him a huge contract. And he spoke on stuff like that. It took certain people to start to engage with his content before everybody jumped on board. And that's so crazy that somebody else got to validate you. Somebody big got to validate you. Like, hey, go check him out. And then everybody will come jump on the bandwagon. That's a weird thing to me, but it's just how it goes. So just, those challenges, try not to pay them no attention. Just keep doing what you do. Just keep your eyes on the road. Keep driving.
That's really good advice. I really appreciate that.
But how did you come up with the name, the Naked Diary?
The Naked Diary. So actually, my friend came up with the name, The Naked Diary. It's named after her first album.
Okay.
And The Naked Diary, it's really about just like transparency. It's about vulnerability and showing that there's strength in vulnerability. So for the Naked Diary podcast, I want it to be a podcast. We want it to be a podcast where it's just a safe place for people to open up and to share their experiences. And of course, we're gonna have different topics and stuff like that. But this is something that like I'm really excited because like it's actually happening. You know how like sometimes we'll like have ideas and like they'll just be ideas, but like these ideas are actually like coming to life.
I see.
So I'm really excited about that. And so For me too, like this, I'm not gonna lie to you. This is me. This is uncomfortable for me, but it's helping me to grow. You know.
Why so?
Because I'm not used to this. I'm not used to being like in front of a camera.
Okay.
You know. I'm not used to. I'm trying to be as comfortable as I can, but like it's really pushing me out of my comfort zone. Just me even sitting here talking to you.
Okay.
But this is something I want to do. You know. So I guess it's just a little bit of fear. It's a little bit of fear that is making me feel uncomfortable. But I know it's for my good because I know this is like where my heart is
Right,
set.
of course, of course.
Yeah, yeah.
Man, that's pretty dope. That's pretty dope that you actually finna pursue this. When you kicking off, you got a launch date?
We're starting in next month in August.
Next month.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so
Are you gonna have guests or
we're
just
gonna have guests.
Gonna have
Yeah,
guests?
we're gonna have guests. We're gonna have a lot of dope guests. Since my friend is an artist, she
Okay.
knows different artists in the area too.
Gotcha.
And I love live music too. So like, I want it to be about music, art, entertainment. I just want it to be. I don't know. I'm just excited.
I was just it's funny you said. I was just gonna tell you, don't. If I had to give you any advice, don't box yourself in with just artists.
Okay.
And that's I got out of there. I started in that headspace. I quickly got away from that
Okay.
because some artists say they ain't. I don't even want to talk bad about them, man. But some of them just their headspace ain't all the way right. So I'd rather deal with the people in the community, people that got restaurants, people that got gyms, just to kind of give a broad spectrum of everything going on around me that I can actually touch on. You know what I'm saying? So whatever you do with that, some people is against me for that. Like, hey, man, you gonna deal with artists? Deal with no, man, I want to deal with everybody. You know what I mean? So if you check out my content, man, you'll see that I'm sat down with boxers, swimmers, gymnasts, people that's actually out here in the community that's doing some real positive things. You know what I mean? Restaurant owners, private restaurant owners, construction, a guy that got an electrical company that put power lines in, I saw with him. It's just cool, a lot of cool people. So, you know, just cast your net wide.
Okay.
Cast a wide net and just let it flourish.
Now, is this something that you do full time?
No, my full-time job, 60 hours a week, I'm a sanitation worker, a front-end operator. That's what I do for full-time, but on weekends I get a chance to shoot. You know, I shoot during the weekends, man. I might do 5, 6 interviews on a Saturday night, and that's a lot. I be tired, I be dead tired, but I just do my research during the week, and that way whoever I'm sitting down with, you know, sometimes people cancel last minute. You're gonna have that too. That's gonna happen sometime unexpectedly, but sometimes it's a good thing. You may be tired already anyway, like I'm done for the night, you know.
Yeah.
But it's gonna come with some challenges, but it ain't gonna be nothing that you can't, you know, jump over hurdles you can't jump.
For sure, for
You
sure.
know.
I know you mentioned too that you do film as well.
Yes, ma'am.
How did you start off in the film industry?
I always wanted to do it. If you go back to my content, my first podcast I ever shot, I said I had this character, Jimmy Spades. I had wrote a movie about this guy named Jimmy Spades, and I actually shot 2 Jimmy Spades. Now, today I shot 2 Jimmy Spades, 1 Jimmy Spades 2. I used to talk about this guy, an old TV repair guy from my neighborhood. I kind of wrote the character off of him. He just was a thorough guy, firm, stern, come to buy his coffee early in the morning, slap his money on the counter, that type of dude, you know what I mean? So I said, I want to mimic this guy. So I created a character named Jimmy Spades, and that was the first film I actually shot, you know what I mean? I personally feel like it's one of my better pieces of work. I look at it like my baby, because it's my first one I ever shot. So it started with that, and then after I shot that, I did Jimmy Spades 2, then I did Silent Visitor, and then I did Dysfunction, and now I'm in the process of shooting. I got a new film called The Orchis. So that's the next film I'm breaking ground on.
So you also write?
I'm a writer, yeah. I write as well.
That's dope.
Man,
so you just do it all?
Pretty much.
You do it all?
Pretty much. And I ain't gonna say I'm good at all of it, but you know, I do what I can do. You check out, you be the judge of it. I don't want to judge it because I'm gonna say my shit the best.
Right.
You know what I mean? So let the people speak on that, not me.
For sure, we'll do. I just want to ask you one more question. I really just want to say I appreciate you for, like I said, coming out here and speaking with me. I really appreciate it. It means a lot, for real.
All love.
And I feel like it's needed, for us to come together and just support one another. I want your thoughts on basically the industry today. I guess the film industry today and like what's in the entertainment industry.
Right.
What are your thoughts on I guess representation within the industry?
Right. Man, right now they got the shutdown going down with the SAG and the film writers and all that craziness going on. I feel like it's a perfect time for independent filmmakers. We just be super creative, man, until this whole thing blows over. I'm sure it will eventually. You know what I mean? Maybe we can be done made some type of headway if we just keep creating while everybody's stiff and still right now. They ain't really watching what's going on around them, so maybe we can try to slide a curveball in there. They might take notice. I don't know how it's going to happen. I just know this. I believe in manifestation. I believe in manifesting. I believe whatever you put your mind to and you put your energy to. I created a vision board, right? I put all my thoughts on this vision board. I keep it inside my podcast. I look at it every time I walk in there. Okay, that I look at some stuff I already done actually accomplished. I put a crossbar or whatever the case may be, and I keep an index card in my wallet. I look at it every day. Like I go in and get a dollar bill out. I open up, look at it. Okay, it just keeps me reminded. It just reminds me of what I'm trying to achieve and what direction I'm going in. This came. Look at this. This came.
Yeah.
I talked about this, and it came. So I'm very grateful. It's humbling, and I know the sky's the limit for me. I'm just going to continue to grind and dig my way to wherever I'm trying to go at, whatever the case may be. It's about opportunity at the end of the day. And thank you for the opportunity today to sit with you.
Of course. I'm very inspired. Like, this was a treat. I really appreciate you coming out. I really appreciate you just dropping gems. I think this was a really good show, and I really appreciate you coming out. Is there anything else that you wanna?
Yeah, y'all can go check out some of my films, man. Well, just go to my podcast. Go to my podcast, The Chop Up Hour. That's on YouTube, but you can follow me on Instagram. There we can see everybody that I had on them. I had a lot of cool people. Emmett Hunter, big actor from Tyler Perry, been on my platform. I would check out I had some dope interviews, and we had very personal conversations. So y'all would definitely want to go check that out. That's The Chop Up Hour, DACHOPUP Hour, HOUR. I think it's on the logo on the TV and the prompt in the back. Y'all go check me out, man. When y'all get a chance, man. I'm a pretty dope dude, man.
For sure.
But again, thank you for the opportunity.
And thank you for coming. My name is Talia. You can follow me at Therealtaliah on Instagram. That's Therealtaliah. Also, yes, I am starting a podcast. Me and my friend are starting a podcast soon. It's called The Naked Diary Podcast. So stay tuned for that as well. I guess it's a wrap. I want to appreciate you guys for watching and supporting. And stay tuned for our next episode.
Yo.